Good evening. I'd ask that you all rise for the presentation of the colors from the PFFW Honor Guard and remain standing through the singing of our national anthem.
Ready? Post. Breathe. Cover. Adjust. Present. Arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order. Arms. Ready? Face. Forward. March.
Please be seated. Thank you to Jason Roberts. Excuse me. Thank you to Jason Roberts for his excellent job as the bagpiper this evening. Thank you to the PFFW Honor Guard for presenting the colors. And thank you to the Appleton and Oshkosh Barbershop Quartets for their amazing rendition of our national anthem. I'd now like to call Chaplain Captain Scott Aberdaris to give us our invocation this evening.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. It's just exciting that we get to come back after a little mishap for a couple years. But I've been asked to give the invocation tonight, and after thinking about the profession that we've chosen, I wanted to share the following. Being a soon-to-be retiree, I cannot say how proud I am of the individuals, the members that I worked with, and those also that are being honored here tonight outside of the fire department. They remind me of the following three characteristics: that of being selfless, that of being sacrificial, and that of being servant-hearted. They do a lot in this community. Sometimes we don't even get to see it. Tonight we're going to be able to honor those that have done that. One of my life verses is found in John 15:13, and it's one that I had written on my brim of my helmet for my career. And it says, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down his life for his friends." If you just bow your head and we'll pray. Father God, we just thank you. We thank you for those that have answered the call as firefighters, those that have answered the call as civil servants. What terrifies most, these men and women jump in and they serve their fellow mankind. So we are thankful for that. Father, we ask for strength as these guys and gals move forward in this career and profession, to be able to handle the things that they see and do it safely. We pray that they would be able to analyze the situation, the problem, do it efficiently, yet do it proficiently. I pray for their bravery as well. I just ask that they would, when they're faced with fear, that you would just put in the back of their mind that they are not alone. Your word tells us that we're never alone, so we don't fear those opportunities when we're faced with them. So, Father, I ask this, pray for the meal tonight as well. Thank you for those that have prepared it. Thank you for the individuals that are behind the night, the funds that were given in order to make this thing go. We pray that they would all be blessed, and we ask this in your Son, Lord Jesus' name. Amen.
It's my honor and privilege to welcome you here this evening. As Chaplain Aberderis said, it's so wonderful to have us back together, that we're here happy, healthy, and safe, and have weathered the pandemic, that we lost a little momentum from our first recognition dinner because we weren't able to get together. So I'm so grateful that we are all able to be here together and spend time with each other and recognize so many people this evening. So thank you for coming. I'm Mike Stanley. I'm the fire chief for the Oshkosh Fire Department. And I'd like to recognize, as I said, everyone for being here, but there's a few honored guests that I'd like to call attention to, that we cannot do what we do in the fire department without the support of our government and our community, and our city staff. So as I call your name, if you'd please stand, I ask you to remain standing, and please hold your applause to the end. We are joined this evening by Honorable Mayor Lori Palmieri from the city of Oshkosh. With her is former council member Tony Palmieri. We also have council member Courtney Hansen with us this evening, the president of our Police and Fire Commission, Bob Weigert. We're also joined by another Police and Fire Commissioner, Ron Montgomery, and City Attorney Lynn Lorenzen. So please give them a round of applause and thanks for all their support. So at this time, we'll enjoy dinner. That after we have time to enjoy that dinner, then we'll proceed with the rest of our awards ceremony. Thank you. Thank you to the Best Western for their outstanding hospitality, as always. And I'd like to ask for a round of applause to their staff for all that they've done for us this evening. That tonight's a very special night. That the men and women of the Oshkosh Fire Department, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, come to work to make a difference in their community. Tonight gives us an opportunity to recognize the many, many things that they do on duty, whether it's on incident responses, the things that they do above and beyond the call of duty, in the community, and the many things that they do when they're off duty as well. That's the beauty of the men and women of the Oshkosh Fire Department. They're never off duty. Their core values are to take care of people, and we'll have the opportunity to recognize some of them tonight. So this evening is about recognizing everyone's efforts, that the whole team that does the job, but there's a few people that were nominated by their peers that we'll recognize tonight. There's many other people in the community that have done some incredibly heroic things that our firefighters wanted them recognized for. So we'll take this opportunity this evening to do that. So to begin our awards presentation portion of the evening, I'd like to call Assistant Chief John Zemer to the stage for our life-saving and exceptional duty awards.
I got a little something. All right. So our first award this evening is the Life Saving Award. The recipient of the 2022 Life Saving Award is Lieutenant Tony Montague. Last summer, while driving up north to his cabin, Tony noticed traffic slowing, cars stopping, and he saw a car down in the ditch, upside down. As he approached, he said, didn't see anybody down in the ditch yet. Tony stopped, got out to see if he could render aid. Tony got down to the car, noticed it was leaking gas, it was smoking, no one in the car. Tony looked around the scene, and about 30 yards from the car, he found an occupant that had been ejected, unconscious. Tony played a very instrumental part in calling 911 and expressing the patient's condition to the dispatchers in order to get a helicopter dispatched right away prior to any other first responders arriving on scene to make that decision. So for that, and then Tony additionally stayed on the scene, helping to render aid until that patient was transported via helicopter to the hospital. So for that, Tony, I want to thank you for living the values of the Oshkosh Fire Department, and congratulations. Picture. Here, that's one. Thank you. Next, we move into the Exceptional Duty Awards. The first Exceptional Duty Award is going to go to EMS Shift Coordinator Ryan Holman. Over the past 3 years, Ryan has made it his mission to make the medical and fire reporting easier and more user-friendly. He has worked tirelessly to improve the functionality of the reports as well as easier to enter critical data. Ryan puts in countless hours setting up and testing electronic signature portion of the medical report to ensure that it has smooth rollout. Along with all of that, he continues to do a lot behind the scenes to gather data, not only help identify trends, to also help with the QA process. Ryan is currently assisting in the integration of the scheduling software with the reporting software to, again, make it easier for all of us to complete our reports. For that, Ryan, thank you for the extra effort you put in every day to make all of our lives easier. Congratulations. The second Exceptional Duty Award goes to EMS Shift Coordinator Andrew Knoll. Andrew was nominated by someone from outside our organization. I could not paraphrase what was written about Andrew to all of our people, about Andrew and all of our people, so I'm going to read the email to you. Hi, Chief Stanley. I just wanted to reach out to you regarding someone on your department. I know you're aware that I interact with your paramedics in more than one capacity. As a sergeant at the Sheriff's Department, I am usually in charge of most medical scenes. I provide escort from the engines and ambulances to the scene. The paramedics are extremely professional and easy to work with. However, there is one paramedic that really sticks out. Andrew Knoll goes above and beyond every time he comes to the jail. I'm sure going to the jail is probably the last on his list of venues he'd like to get called to. But you would never know it based on his interactions with staff and inmates. He is friendly, polite, and professional. He has the utmost respect for everyone he encounters, whether it's in the middle of the day or the middle of the night. I have heard this comment from more than one of my staff members. This brings me to my other interaction with your staff. I have been a first responder for the town of Algoma for approximately 1 year. From day one, every single paramedic I have ever interacted with has been nothing short of stellar. I wasn't sure what to expect of my role of first responder, but each of them has treated every member of the town of Algoma Fire Department with mutual respect and professionalism. However, again, Andrew Knoll stands above the rest in this area. I have never heard a bad word about the interactions each volunteer has had with him. It doesn't matter the time of day. Personally, he has gone out of his way to answer my questions, and he genuinely appreciates the help that we provide. He treats every patient, no matter the circumstances, as if they were his own family. I can't say enough good words about him. I did not know Andrew Knoll prior to my interactions, but he never ceases to amaze everyone around him. Sometimes there are some people who treat their career as more than a job. His ability to do this is undeniable, and I think it's nice to be recognized for doing my job. I'm not sure he's aware, but him doing my job is making a huge difference in the lives of the people of this community. Sincerely, Melissa Rasmussen. Andrew, that was a very accurate summary of your upbeat personality. Congratulations, and thank you for representing all of us.
As I said before, our members find so many ways to contribute. And one of their core values and one of the values of our organization is service. And sometimes that's in a life-threatening emergency. It's in our day-to-day interactions. And many times it's by just doing the little extra things to make a difference when people are having many times the worst days of their lives. So I'd now like to call Assistant Chief Brian Bending to give out our Community Service Awards.
So, as Chief just mentioned, he kind of took the words right out of my mouth. Each and every day, we got great individuals and folks that show up to work and do great things for the citizens we serve, which is awesome. I'm just proud to be part of this organization. And the two individuals I'm going to be calling up next are Equipment Operator Jamie Duchek and Timothy Reitz, firefighter paramedic. So these two individuals were part of an EMS call back in December on a cold, snowy day, similar to today in April, unfortunately, that they needed a path to get shoveled into the resident's house. So they went ahead and did that, got the cot into the house, took care of the patient, and did what he needed to do. The patient got transported to the hospital, and then Tim and Jamie decided to stick around and actually shovel the entire driveway and the sidewalk along with a neighbor, which is just above and beyond what we typically do. So again, great job, guys, and continue to keep up the great work. If you want to come forward, we'll give you an award. Good job.
There's a learning opportunity there that whenever you're going to receive an award, bring a cheering section. How fantastic. But, just like she's very proud of her dad, and what a moving moment to have a youngster like that see something their parent recognized in front of all these people. I think it's unbelievable. That as the fire department, we get to work with so many different people, whether it's our community members in times of need, but we also not only service the city of Oshkosh, but we partner with many other different townships, different municipalities surrounding us, to work with them to provide the emergency medical services, the ambulance transports. We've been doing that for many years, and we often get the opportunity to interact with those responders from other fire departments. And while we value that partnership and we enjoy each and every interaction, our firefighters have noticed, again, some people that really go above and beyond, that deserve special recognition. So I would ask that Division Chief Hyman come up and present our Teamwork Awards.
I'm extremely proud and humbled to announce Glenn Demler and Kathy Ursavic as our 2 award winners. For those of us that have been on the ambulance, whether it's 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning, they're able to put a smile on our face. You show up, you have 2 very competent people, and more than competency, they're nice. When you show up, they're glad to see you, they give you a good report, and we really, really appreciate it. So Kathy started with the Winnebago, I gotta get the right one, with the Winneconne-Poygan in 1998. Glenn also started with the town of Algoma in 1998. Since then, they first responded to over 2,300 calls. So a lot of time and dedication. In addition to serving as first responders, they've also served as their department EF service directors over time. Kathy and Glenn are being presented the Teamwork Award because of their dedication to community, fellow first responders, and the work they have done over the years, and providing a great liaison to the Oshkosh Fire Department. In honor of your countless hours that you have provided the community, this organization, and the relationship you have forged between the OFD and the first responder groups, I am honored to present the Oshkosh Fire Department Teamwork Award. Congratulations to both of you. Don't crush my hand. Very well, dude. Thanks again.
Unfortunately, Battalion Chief Rudder was not able to be with us this evening. We've already recognized the heroism of some of our firefighters. And that's their job, right? They're professionals. This is what they do. They were called to service, and they came to work for the fire department. And they work as firefighter paramedics every day. So there's always that expectation. But many people may believe that there's guardian angels among us. Unfortunately, our resources in the fire department are somewhat limited. We can't put a firefighter paramedic on every street corner. And have fire trucks in every school and business. So we have to rely on those guardian angels that are out there in our community. The first person I'd like to recognize is Mr. Rex Smith. As I'm to understand, some people get up early in the morning and go out for a jog. I am certainly not one of them, but Mr. Smith is. He and his girlfriend were out going for a morning jog, minding their own business, and came across a pickup truck that had crashed into some mailboxes. Kind of atypical. They could have just shrugged their shoulders and said, well, I'll just mind my own business and I'll keep on running. I don't need to get involved. But instead, Rex Smith sprung into action. He went to the vehicle and saw that there was somebody unconscious inside it. He broke out the rear window to unlock the door, found that the person had no pulse and wasn't breathing, and based on his experience in his service in the United States Marine Corps, he initiated CPR. So our crews arrived on scene, and noticed that he had done that bystander CPR. Lieutenant Keith Kramer, if you'd come join me so that we can present Rex Smith with a Guardian Angel Award for his efforts that day. Come on up. We're Oshkosh on the water. Everybody knows that. We enjoy the rivers and lakes and all the waterways that surround us, and many times we all like to go out and enjoy a meal dockside. And once again, Mr. Alan Schwartz was minding his own business that day. The gentleman was having lunch with some friends just a short distance from us here tonight. And his hat blew off and blew into the water, and he jumped in after it. And quickly became incapacitated. And at his own extreme peril, Mr. Schwartz dove in after that person and was able to keep his head above water. And I'd like to, again, like Chief Zemer said, I can't paraphrase exactly what happened, so I'd like to read the email to you. Alan Schwartz jumped into the Fox River to save another man who was in clear distress after falling into the water. The man had a medical emergency and had gone unconscious. Alan jumped into the river and was able to hold the man's head above water, preventing a certain drowning. He remained with the man until OFD members were able to pull the man out of the water. Unfortunately, the man was on life support, and the decision was made to harvest his organs. Though the man ultimately lost his life, I believe what he had done was a truly selfless and heroic act. The man's dignity and the family's pain spared from the loss of a loved one who drowns and must wait for a body to be recovered. In addition, the ability for another in need to receive the ultimate gift of an organ donation would not have been possible either. So for your heroic actions that day, Mr. Schwartz, we'd like to present you with a Guardian Angel Award, if you'd please come up. All right, moving along. I spoke earlier about how it takes the entire community. It takes so much for us to be able to do what we do in the fire department. And we oftentimes need the help and support of different organizations inside our community that we partner with, we work closely with. And we'd like to recognize a couple tonight for being friends of the fire department. Many of you are probably familiar with the Battle on Bago fishing tournament. Very large event that's been going on for a number of years in the Oshkosh area that causes a lot of people, local anglers and visiting anglers from all over come here to participate in that. It takes a lot of skill and coordination. And despite the pandemic, we were able to have that continue safely these last couple of years because of the work that the the committee from Battle on Bago did and how well they worked with the city. So certainly appreciate that. But also, a lot of people coming here to fish on ice creates some special circumstances. And sometimes those people get in trouble. And those extenuating circumstances require some special equipment. Many times that we don't have currently at the fire department. Many times those are things that we don't unfortunately have the budget for. And our partners and our friends at Battle on Bago have stepped up time and time again to come meet with us, identify what our needs and shortcomings are, and to use their members, their participants, to fundraise for us so that we can purchase that life-saving equipment. So I'd like to recognize Battle on Bago, and here to receive the award this evening is Glenn Curran and Chris Anderson. If you'll please come up. Bless you. Now, while we are known as Event City and here in Wisconsin, we have many events, but none that has the dramatic impact so much as Air Venture from EAA. That we double in population here in Oshkosh pretty much every day of that event. And again, that's something that takes a lot of coordination, a lot of logistics for that to occur, and takes a lot of close communication with the fire department of how are we going to protect all those people that are visiting our fair city in our area for that event. And we have found an incredible partner in the Experimental Aircraft Association that, once again, we've been able to work with them over these last few years as their event has grown. They've worked with us to we've identified some additional staffing needs that we have to be able to protect those visitors. We also identified some things we could improve for the facilities that our firefighters are stationed out during that event. And everything time we've asked, they've stepped up and done an amazing job of helping us to meet our needs. And they also had a conversation and said it seems like the fire department could always use some help. Like I referenced earlier, we don't always have the budget monies that we would like or need to purchase equipment. So they were kind and thoughtful enough to use their runway race that they have every year and identified us as a recipient so that we could purchase some additional extrication equipment so that we could better service the aircraft emergencies that are out there. So we work closely with many people out there, but I'm happy to invite Karen Krasanik, who is the Vice President of Risk Management and Human Resources for EAA, that has been really the catalyst and the go-to person to help us accomplish all those things. Karen? I keep saying over and over again, what a great evening. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't recognize all the work and effort it takes to pull this all together. A lot of behind-the-scenes action that occurs to select the menu and get the venue reserved and to send out all the invites and to keep track of everything and screen the award nominations, and just a tremendous amount of work that happens. So I'd like to call up the members of the recognition dinner committee. If you'd come please join me on the stage. Phil Karsnia, Kim Wallmueller, Scott Rasmussen, Tom Schuler, If we could have a round of applause, a big thank you for all that they've done to make this wonderful event happen. Christy Marquardt from the Best Western is also on that committee, but she's busily working behind the scenes, so don't want to leave her out. I'm also like to thank our photographer this evening, Nick Weinott. I'm going to let you stay out there so you can keep taking the pictures, but he generously donated his time this evening to take pictures to memorialize this event. Our last award this evening is the Fire Chief Award, which I get to select the recipient of each year. I think back to, been a few years ago now when I was pretty new and was meeting lots of people. I'm in my office one day and the doorbell rings and the administrative assistant comes to my office door and says, "There's a couple of people out here that want to talk to you. They're from a business here in town. They want to tell you how they want to help the fire department." Oh, fantastic. An unscheduled appointment. And usually when somebody comes and rings the doorbell and says they want to help the fire department, that means they want to help me help their business that we sell, buy something they're selling. I said, all right, yeah, go ahead and send them in. When they came in, they said, we're from Country Financial. Okay, yeah, they definitely want money. And I was so mistaken. I had the opportunity to sit and talk to them. They said, you know what? We want to really show our appreciation to the fire department. We know how important the fire service is to this community and how much of a difference you make. And we want to do something nice and help out the fire department. Do you have some ideas on how we could help you? And I looked over at my dry erase board and saw the things that I thought we needed to buy. And said, yeah, you want to pick, let's talk about these. And I said, we could use some equipment and we could use some helmets and boots and gloves and all kinds of, operational type stuff. And I said, no, maybe I should be more clear. I want to do something for the firefighters, for the members of your department. I want to show my appreciation to them. And while helping them with things to help them do their job, that's really nice, but I want to make an impact with them. I want to show that they're loved and appreciated. So do you do a awards dinner every year? No, we've talked about it. There's some desires on the list of things we need to do. He said, how would you feel about if I took that on? And I made that happen. I think we'd be honored and humbled, and we would greatly appreciate it. And since that day, my friend of the fire department, Phil, has championed for the fire department. He has put an incredible amount of time and work into these recognition dinners. It's through his generous donations that they occur. And he's found other friends in the community to help make this event happen. And always talks about, this needs to be a first-class event. You've got a first-class fire department, first-class firefighters. We need to show everybody else that and show them our appreciation and gratitude by making this a first-rate event. And this, our second iteration, I think you would all agree with me that it absolutely is. So it's my honor this evening to present Phil Karsnia with the Fire Chief Award.
It's always hard to come to a function like this, to give back to you guys and receive something so honorable as this. I couldn't do it without you guys. I'm honored Number one, for Chief to allow me to say a few words so I can reiterate how humbled I am for you guys to take on and absorb all of the awesomeness that you guys put on 365, 7 days a week. A lot of the speeches that I've heard tonight inspire me to do better, to be better, to figure out different ways to service my community. I've been in Oshkosh servicing this community since 2010 when I started with Country Financial. And it wasn't until I walked in and rung the doorbell and met Chief Stanley that I had a relationship with the fire department. I'm very blessed to be able to afford to do the things that I'm able to do and give back to people like you. It's not only me. I have an awesome partner, my lovely wife, Mary, who she tells me that I'm the, what do you say? I'm the pretty face. I don't know why people do business with me, but I do promote our business. I'm the one that does go out and pound the pavement, and she's the one that sits in the office making sure that things are completed in a timely and fashionable time frame. I couldn't do what I do without her. I wouldn't be where I am today without her. This ward also belongs to her. My door is always open, whether it's just to say hi or to receive some advice. I am not out there to, and all my upper people that's probably watching this video are going to say that, I don't look at myself as a salesman. I look at making sure that I put the information in front of you so that you can make the educated decisions about, what's right for your family. A lot of times there's misconceptions, and it's not till you learn, by going through a tragedy that maybe you made a mistake. Thanks again. I appreciate every one of you, and I'm happy to do, or we're happy to do, be able to do what we're able to do for you guys. Thank you.
A lot of gratitude to share this evening. A lot of appreciation. I'd like to thank my staff for being here this evening, doing such an excellent job in participating tonight. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you. That some of you are anxiously awaiting to find out how the Final Four is going tonight. You want to get home before the weather gets much worse. That you chose to be here tonight and to come out to honor so many people, to recognize so many people, and to spend time together. And I sincerely thank each and every one of you for that. It is, and I keep using the word over and over, honor, but it is such an honor to be the fire chief for the city of Oshkosh. When people ask me, how do you feel about being the fire chief, or what's it like to be the fire chief, I say I'm pretty proud. I'm very proud. And not because of the position I attained, but I am so proud to be a member of this team. And you've seen just a quick glimpse at how amazing, how incredible our firefighters and staff are that make a difference every day, to prevent emergencies, respond to emergencies, and help lift people up when they are at their very lowest. I can't tell you how proud it makes me to be a member of this team when you see the people that we've recognized tonight and the difference they make. But it goes bigger than that. I'm proud to be part of this community. Tonight, we recognize so many different people from our community and our area and our partners in business, in emergency response, and members of our community that did heroic, unbelievable things. This is Oshkosh. This is what makes us great. So congratulations to everyone tonight, all the awards recipients. You should be very proud as well. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. We'll look forward to seeing you next year. Safe travels on the way home. Please stay and network and fellowship some more. But that concludes our program this evening. Thank you so much.